We're back.
Boom. Wallop.
Apologies for last week. I had a rather severe case of tonsillitis, which left me in a really interesting state of constantly shivering, being really, really hot at the same time, and hallucinating. So that was fun.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Even Rage? Fresh meat?
Hi, Rage. Hi, fresh meat.
Oh, well, at least you're better now, mate. That's the main thing.
Yes, although I'm quite tired from the weekend because obviously I was at NAE and running around. So
running around? Was there running?
There was a bit of running. There was a bit of running. I'll tell you the story about the running in a little bit. But
yeah. I'm sweating thinking about it.
Yeah.
Nonsense. You could poke that. Oh, running, honestly.
Nick.
Hello, mate. It's been a while.
Any new purchases?
For me, no. I did find my mosquito head cover today when I was doing a bit of tidying up.
Ah, nice.
What's the other thing I found? Oh yeah, I found my drinking horn, which I'd lost a long time ago, made by the guys from who done Game of Thrones, no less. So yeah, 2 finds, not 2 purchases, but a couple of finds.
So how did you manage to like that? I mean, that's quite a unique thing to have something made by the same people that made stuff.
Well, I essentially found out the guys, the prop company that made them, and they've got a website that you can buy these from. So I went there and bought one. Oh. So it's like one piece of horn, however it goes together, and then obviously they cut that piece, make the stand, and then the older drinking horn goes in there. Smells a bit funky though, because I had red wine in it a while ago, and I haven't cleaned it out, so I might have to get a little bit of bicarb in there.
Yeah,
sort that out. It's a bit like Dan's knife and fork set at the moment. The inside of my horn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it keeps itself clean. Surely,
it's a savoury flavour.
Yeah. Hi, Stip. Hi, Harry. Hi, Mark. Ray says, neither of you bought the Maul C1 Repro. I haven't yet. I must admit, I've been looking at it, but then I've been spending quite a lot of money on riffs recently.
Not the only thing.
Not the only thing. I have also bought some other stuff as well. But no, I am interested in the Maul Repro because it does look pretty cool. But then I also haven't got any green eyes and stuff, so like the IR laser is not the most useful for me.
True that.
No, but I did buy another one of the Rust Camo ghillie setups.
Even Mr. Kettles.
So, this is the little Viper.
They're great, mate. They're great for the price of them. I mean, what are we looking at, Mike? For them? 30 quid?
I think it was like £35. And then there was some out postage. This one's got a bit of a weird smell to it. It's one of those smells that's like, it's not a nice smell, but it's like that kind of.
You just can't stop because you've been sniffing it a lot whilst we was off air. So I reckon you secretly quite like it.
I think it needs a wash. But anyway, yes, I've got that. So I'm planning to, following the Skills and Drills episode where we discussed ghillie suits and the like, hoping to get that over to Ed. Maybe he might be able to
that hood's made by Rust Camo, mate. Look him up on eBay, Rust Camo.
Yep. So if you actually search the username Rust Camo, that'll come up. I think it's called the Chimera hood or something like that. CHIMERA.
Would that be Chimera or Chimera?
Might be Chimera. It might be some awful pronunciation on my part. Who knows? So I bought that, and then I also bought a backpack cover as well. Following the
James
event, or whenever it was last, we were running around with sort of like day sacks on, and I did note that whilst I had the ghillie hood and stuff like that, you could quite very clearly see the backpack behind me. So they do these little backpack covers.
That's cool. See, I didn't even know they did that. That's wicked. I love that.
So that was
nice.
A little thing, and it's got a little pouch in there that it folds straight into. So I mean, that's one of the advantages with these. I've lost the pouch for it.
Harry Badger, I won a TM HK 417 in a comp. You lucky bastard, Harry. Love that.
What?
Oh yes.
What was the competition?
To win a HK 417.
Yeah. This is awkward now because there's a waiting period where
Harry quickly
like YouTube is like.
Harry's just like typed it, put his phone back down, grabbed a beer, and gone. Oh shit! They've asked me a question. We'll fill for the time being.
Yeah.
How much is the backpack cover, Mike, for the Rust Camo stuff?
I can't remember. I don't think it was any more than 35 for like each. So 35.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, right, okay. Oh, expected they'll backpack.
It might be cheaper. I can't remember. I've had tonsillitis since then.
Here we go. Oh, and he's frozen, so I'm gonna take the piss. Oh no, he's back.
Harry Badger says $19.99 for the ticket. That's pretty wicked to win a TM417 for that.
I mean, fair play, mate. And is that a keeper, Harry, or are you gonna sell it on? Are you gonna keep hold of it, or what are you gonna do?
Give it to your friends at November Foxtrot.
Or give it to your friends. Absolutely. Any friend beginning with L who does a podcast. Evening, Gaz. Gaz, been a long time, mate. Hope you're well.
Yeah, hi, Gaz. Hope you're doing well.
Airsoft compositions on Instagram. What's that for, Rach? Or is that supposed to be airsoft competitions?
I don't know. I like the idea that there's an Instagram account called Airsoft Compositions, though. It's like
it's a compilation of all.
Monet and Picasso's made of like airsofters.
Could well be. Rage could well have gone all arty-farty on us. Big, huge.
This is all good. Wait, we're waiting for people to type.
huge canvases just painted with swish everywhere.
Oh, why do you wind him up?
I don't.
I bought a load more swish actually.
Did you? Don't show it on screen. Don't show it on screen.
Gaz says, I'm all good, watching in the truck on my phone, ready for the weekend, Lance Brazil. Yes, Lance, let's talk about this.
Yes, mate.
So you've got an event coming up this weekend.
I have indeed, mate. Yeah, so I'm going off to an A.R.A.B.S event this weekend. I can't remember the acronym, so I do apologise. But it's the territory.
Refer to it as A.R.A.B.S.
It's the Siege at Zero Bravo, Quebec. So it's a gunman site at Eversley, Hampshire. It's their alpha site. And I'm going as a civvy pop, believe it or not. No MTP for me. No op 4, so I'm going as a civvy with some Larry shirt and a sparkly bum bag.
Airsoft Rants and Bants Society.
That's the one. Airsoft Rants and Bants Society. I have to write that up there. I need to get some acronyms printed and put them above there. So yeah, I look forward to that. Actually, really good. A little bit reserved because I'm not sure what the sort of state of play is going to be as a civvy pop on the ground. So like I said, I've never done it before, so it's all new to me. So I'm excited for that because it's going to be another little feather in the cap. So yeah, I've done that, enjoyed that, or not for me, but at least I've given it a go. So me and Mr. Kettles from Zulu 13 Punishers, he's coming along, and Marcus, obviously, he's heavily involved with the event, so he's going to be in the team as well. So there's 3 of us out of our lot going. So it's going to be cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Going down early Saturday morning, and obviously it runs from when the game kicks off Saturday all the way through till Sunday. And it's quite a good, the way they've got it set up with obviously the civvy pop. You're only going to be using sort of civvy rifles and things like that. Certain things can only be used at semi until you've seen a gun tech, or until you've found this like weapons smith, if you like, until he's upgraded you and things like that. So I'm reading through it. I mean, we'll post a link of the actual event. So I can't remember all of it because it's very detailed and it's been fabulously put together. What I've read of it, it's just like fantastic. You know, there's these weird rounds that sort of cause paralysis until you've got an EpiPen to bring you back in, or within 15 minutes, if you haven't had it done, you've got to go and see a specialist medic to get sort of re-energized and stuff like that. So it's a little element to the game which makes it a bit more fun. So but yeah, no, really looking forward to it, mate. Bit of civvy life for the weekend with my white socks and sandals on. So steel toe cap socks all the way. Yeah, no, it's going to be cool, mate. Yeah, be cool. Nice finally to get the gear back out again and get it loaded up. So yeah.
Because you haven't been out in a little while, have we?
I haven't been, mate. No, unfortunately, I've had to miss a couple of events for family bits and bobs going on, which has been a shame. But so yeah, this is my first one back out for a while now. So be good to get it back under my belt. And then obviously we've got the October one coming up in November, I think, which would be I can't make that start of the new series. Well, you're at Dover, aren't you? And I'm
at Dover that weekend. Yeah, with AI 500.
I'm there. So. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we're all over the place, spreading ourselves on the ground. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be good to go out again. I've got all the gear out the loft. It's all downstairs in the hallway. She's like raised her eyebrows and rolled her eyes at me like, I'm like, that's all right. Sorry. Just got to sort some bits out.
Gaz says, don't forget the hanky for your head, mate.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, knotted hankies all the way. Because I'm guessing because of my socks and sandals.
Ah, gotcha.
As I have my civvy, I have no idea. I
wasn't sure if there was like some sort of special dress code for the event where everyone's got to have a hanky on their head.
Me and Gaz, we're tuned in, mate. We know what it means. When the man comes to town with a knotted hanky on his head, we know what's about to happen. Shit's about to get real, yeah. Yeah. What about yourself, then, mate? How was the weekend?
Yeah, it was good. I was just going to dive in the comments just very quickly because Harry says weighs in at 4.5 kilos with no attachments. My arms ache. Might as well have got an NMG. So,
well.
yeah.
If you don't want it, mate, I'll have it. You know,
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. See how I get on.
And just while you were talking just then as well, I was doing. I'm back at this airsoft competitions, and apparently it is actually an Instagram feed. I can't show you the rest of the feed because there's quite a lot of guns on it. But I think they do sort of fairly regular draws and stuff. So if anyone's interested in that, there you go.
Gaz, you're a dirty bastard, but that really made me laugh at us. Oh dear. When a man comes to town with a hanky on his head, put your bikes away before he sniffs the seats. Absolutely. Yeah. That was the first thing that came to my mind as well. Whenever I see a man with a hanky on his head.
Oh.
Yeah, no, good stuff.
So yeah, in terms of my weekend, I was at the National Airsoft Festival. Represent. Yay. Get the patch. So I've been going to this since 2015. So I've now got a little collection of these. Get one every year. So that's quite cool. Yeah, spent the weekend.
That's almost a full set of coasters, isn't it?
It is a small. Well, to be fair, they're not all that shape. So they used to be square. No, they used to be square, and then they changed it. I think it was like 4 years ago they changed it, or 4 festivals ago they changed it because obviously COVID and stuff, it didn't happen. To that shape, so it's completely messed up my patch board now because I had them like going down the sides, and then sort of now they're staggered.
Bloody NAE, you rubbish patches.
So, but no, it was a good event. It was a good event. Unfortunately, I was like late down on the Friday because I had a wedding where all the weddings have been postponed. I was like, I can't really miss the wedding. But then I had to be at NAE by 11:30 because otherwise they lock you out. So I was like, oh, peg it down from like Hythe to Southampton in 2 hours. That was fun. But yeah, what time
did you arrive on site then, mate?
I got there at 11:30 pretty much.
Eyes hanging out your head.
Yeah, pretty much. My brother very, very nicely had put my tent up for me. Well, I say my tent up, like we were sharing a tent. But he put my bed together and stuff, so I literally just had to sort of fall out the car into that. So that was quite nice.
Fair play.
And yeah, so basically we went to have a little play in the morning, the sort of normal event. I think it's something in the region of sort of 3,000 players, for those that don't know.
Is it a big site? I mean, how big? What's the acreage like then for the site?
Oh, it's a massive, massive site. Sorry, David's just jumped in the chat. He says, I always have to put your tent up. No, I don't.
To be fair, he did. He did that last Octo game. He was at Varsity.
He did do it at the last Octo game, but if you remember,
you was at something because you had to turn up late. It's quite a pattern I see forming here.
Well, you know, when you have the assistants,
it'd be the next event. It'd be like, oh, I've already done the wedding one. I've done the party.
Dentist. You've got a dentist.
Turning up loads of cotton water.
Yeah. I don't know the acreage of Ground Zero. I'm just looking it up very, very quickly. It's a massive, massive site. Don't just search Ground Zero because you will get obviously the Twin Towers and stuff like that. But Ground Zero Airsoft is the one based down in Ringwood. And they do have a website if anyone's interested.
Lovely part of the country.
It's very nice down there. It's I think 150 acres.
Oh, not bad.
Their game site, and they've got all sorts of bits and pieces there. They've got various forts and buildings and prisons and stuff like that. Fuck off.
I don't put my head
I do actually have the ability to block various comments and delete users and stuff, so but I won't do that.
That's very nice, is it?
That'd be a bit rude. But yeah, no, the site's got all sorts of like really funky bits of like scenery and stuff like that. So I mean, at one point you can be in sort of dense pine forest. Another point you can be in like dense rhododendron bushes and ferns. They've got obviously various areas sort of set up with actual kind of like base areas, like I think there's the burrows, which is kind of just like a general low level. I would say the burrows is more what you would expect from like a normal skirmish site. So it's kind of like the low level, like wooden palisade barriers and stuff like that. Yep. But on top of that, they've then got like a proper breeze block 2-story fort there with sort of corridors, internal sort of rooms and stuff that you can sort of fight through. They've got, I mean, there's a village area that's apparently just made out of loads of sheds. Like old sheds and little cabins and stuff like that. So that's sort of quite nice to fight through. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen the full site because it's such a vast area and there's so many people there that it's kind of, you don't really get to kind of witness the whole thing. But if anyone ever does a Milsim at Ground Zero, I would love to do it because I reckon it'll be a right laugh. You know, you've got that level of acreage and stuff like that. You've got just the ability to properly patrol for vast distances without potentially seeing anyone.
That's what you need, actually, rather than doing sort of laps of a game zone or an area, is to be able to actually get out on the ground and actually do, like you say, do an actual patrol of a certain grid sort of thing like that and move along sort of thing. That'd be cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of place that you can genuinely get lost, and it's where a lot of the orientation comes in. You know, with like GPS equipment and stuff like that. You know, I can really see that playing a part. I know that they've got restrictions on pyro. I think there's sort of a risk of like the forest burning down and stuff like that. So I think,
that's understandable.
But honestly, I'd love to do a Milsim there. It would just be absolutely cracking.
Yeah, nice.
But no, it's a good event. So we did a bit of airsoft in the morning on the Saturday, and then Saturday lunchtime, you've got the normal sort of festival side a bit more. So you've got the beer tent with the 01 shop attached to that. And then you've got a number of other stalls. So bumped into Taig from Kydex Customs. I'm just name dropping now. Finchy from Finchy Embroidery, something like that. He does lots of the patches and stuff like that. Who else was there? Ukappa were there. Oh, blimey, there's just loads of people there. There was actually quite an interesting
You bumped
stall
into Ed, didn't you? You saw it.
I bumped into Silly Gilly as well. Yeah, saw him.
There.
There was quite an interesting stall where they're actually advertising proper not World War II Milsims specifically, but like reenactment ones.
Okay.
So as part of that, I need to find out a bit more information because I think it'd be good to get them on the podcast. But it sounds like you don't need any sort of World War II or sort of replica kit or whatever. You literally just rock up, almost just with a spork, and then they will kit you out with everything you need, all the food and everything like that.
Wow, that's wicked.
So you then just go and do the event almost like, it's like
basically hiring a Milsim kit for the weekend sort of thing then.
Yeah. So I might try and get them on the podcast because I think it'd be quite interesting to have a chat with them.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff there. There's obviously the raffle that they do as well. So each player has a unique player number. And at the end of Saturday, they normally sort of get everyone together at the kind of the main congregation area. And they read out a load of raffle tickets. And if you win, then you win various prizes. So that was pretty cool. One of our team won free entry to next year.
Wicked. Nice.
So that was pretty cool. I mean, that's like 100 quid a prize. So, I mean, you know, they're not small little prizes that they give away.
No.
That being said, this is the first time since 2015 that I think we've actually won anything with the people I was with. So it's quite a small sample group. But, you know, I wouldn't pin your hopes on the fact you're definitely going to get a prize. But it's pretty cool. I mean, it's all included within the price and everything like that.
Yeah, nice.
And then they've also got, again, I don't want to sound like I'm teaching people to suck eggs, but they've also got like the little sort of first and second story shooting range sort of saloon area there. So you can just basically go in and have a little range on your rifles. I think they've got one set up for up to sort of 70, 80 meters. So, you know, it's quite a reasonable size range. And they've also got the it's Kieran. Kieran was the one who won the free entry. So it's me. He literally, no word of a lie, he was so excited. He literally threw his hands up in the air and just went, "It's me!" And then he was pegging it, absolutely pegging it towards the front of this thing. And everyone around is just having a right crack because, yeah, it was just hilarious.
Just ultra excited.
He just kept stopping because they were like they were saying, "Oh, does anyone actually want to claim this?" Because we were quite a way away, and he just kept stopping to throw up his hands again, going, "It's me!"
Brilliant.
So
there must be footage of that, so because they usually do a lot of filming down there, don't they, for like the
I'm
promos
hoping there is. We unfortunately didn't have a chance to because we were just in absolute stitches of laughter. But it was pretty funny.
Nice. So, fair play. Congratulations, mate. Good on you.
Yeah.
There's some in the chat. There's some Frontline Events Limited. It seems to be.
Oh, that might be the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did take a picture of their flyer.
Well, the Reaper boys are doing the Reaper boys who we had on like the other week are doing the Falklands style event down in the Welsh Valleys, I believe, in December, according to Fresh Meat saying there. So, and it's the same company. So whether I'm not sure if they're getting kit from them though. I think they're taking their own kit. But obviously, I'm guessing sort of 80s kit is more readily available than 39 to 45, if that's what the event was that they're advertising. So, yeah,
I mean, the one that we had a flyer for, which was quite a good flyer actually, because it said join the fight, enlist now, in both American on one side and then German on the other. But the German side was actually in German and stuff like that, so that was quite cool. You're right, it is Frontline Event. I'll just get their website up quickly.
Nice. Evening, Andy Bob. Hello, my poppets. Our kit, but they think they have some if needed. Oh, okay.
So there we go. Yeah, I'll get the things of those. Yes, I mean it sounds like could be a different take on Milsim. I know we've always done fairly modern ones.
Definitely.
It could be something to check out. Again, can't load their website because it's got no, it doesn't have loads of guns on it. That'll be fine.
Here we go. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I've just got to be really careful because I don't want us to get our strike. Because top news, we now have 100 subscribers on YouTube. So thanks everyone for subscribing to us on that. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited. I haven't yet worked out how to get the unique URL. Still working on that one.
After all this, he can't do it.
I know. It turns out it's got quite a simple, and there's no contact email to ask them for help. I think they just have to decide. But yeah, this is Frontline Events.
Oh, saw a little rifle there in the background, Mike. Not gonna lie. Ooh.
So here they're committed to bringing you quality historical airsoft experience at a range of premier sites in the UK. Imagine visiting a museum, however, not looking at exhibitions, but living them, bringing history to life.
See, so, I love that.
Yeah,
I love the history in that. So that for them, that comment there has just sold it for me. Well, I want to do one.
Yeah,
I need to do one.
If anyone's interested, check out that. I'll leave the little link in the link below for people. But yeah, it was a really good event. Really enjoyed NAE as a whole. Usually go back every year, if only just for the bit of socials side of it, really.
Yeah.
I know you were quite gutted you couldn't make it.
I was, mate. Yeah, I was totally gutted. Yeah, I mean, we had this we had a party to go to that had been cancelled a fair few times, and it was that weekend. And I know I'd agreed to go, but then this party came back up, and I was just like, oh, I can't not go because they've cancelled it a couple of times with COVID and things like that. So it was sort of like, no, sorry, mate. Next year I will, 100%. But I was gutted I couldn't make it. I was gutted.
Yeah. Also, I mean, we were planning to have like a big flag. I bought a 6-meter flagpole, but Lance still has all the flags, so I wasn't able to fly the flag.
Yeah. Once again, Lance and Mike's logistics have been absolutely outstanding. Where he had the pole and I had the flags, so you know.
Yeah.
Next year there'll be a fanfare. Oh, dear.
But in terms of loadout wise, because obviously this is sort of a part sort of kit review show. I went with what did I wear? I wore US Woodland U-backs and trousers, tactical trousers from Helicon. I think they were the SFU Next trousers. I quite like those. I've actually lost a bit of weight, it would appear. All my kit was slightly oversized, so that was quite good.
Like that.
And there, just went with my normal plate carrier, the multicam plate carrier. It did get quite hot. The Warrior DCS. It did get quite hot. I tried wearing the whole cam cream. That usually rubs off quite quickly. At one point, I wore my Edge. I was wearing the Edge Eye Pro for quite a lot of the event. And then I suddenly realised that I put the cam cream on with my mesh goggles on. So with the Eye Pro, I just have really white eyes. So I was like, oh, that's fine. I can fix that. So I started rubbing the cam cream in around my eyes and then basically got so sweaty that the cam cream started running into my eyes. So fogging wasn't the issue, just the stinging, burning sensation of cam cream in the eye ducts. So that was pretty painful, but yeah, got through it.
We must do a little bit of a class on cam cream and etiquette with cam cream, because you seem to suffer, Mike, with applying, getting injured by it.
Yeah.
And getting shit versions of it.
And also just generally, for some reason, looking like I'm blacking up every time I put it on. Like, there is a photo, and I refuse to show it because it is pretty bad. But it does just look like I've just literally just blacked up for the event. That's how I attend.
It looks like Matey in Tropic Thunder, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And to be fair, it wasn't like that. I was wearing quite a lot of green. But for some reason, I don't know if it was the contrast on the photo or whatever like that, it didn't pick out any of the green. It just picked out all the brown. So that was quite difficult. So, but yeah, it was good.
Mahogany furniture. They've just been polished.
It's like proper Donald Trump. But that was a good event. So my brother David, Kieran, and Matt. There was the four of us that went from one of the teams to Stag. Yeah, it was great. Good fun. Good fun.
So what was the gameplay like for the actual airsoft inside of it? Obviously, everyone loves the social and like the stalls and the stands and like all the airsoft companies that are down at the side. But the actual gameplay itself. So how did it fare with like obviously starting the game Saturday morning? What was the kickoff point for it, and sort of like what was the scenario like based around the actual airsoft event?
I mean, the way they start the events is usually let off a whole load of pyro, which is usually quite interesting. In this particular instance, they let off a load of rockets, one of which went off about 5 foot above the ground. And these are big rockets. So that was very loud. But I mean, the site is so expansive that basically the initial kind of kickoff of the game is just, right, you've got to get out there and just form a perimeter. With the vast site, you get quite a lot of different topography and stuff there. So there's sort of key points that you can hold, and sort of, that kind of roughly is your defensive perimeter for the day. Right. The missions span from all sorts of things. So there's like little secret missions and stuff that they kind of release there and then, but you've also got timed missions where if you're in a certain location at a certain point, marshals will sort of rock up in a Hilux and just drop off a laptop, and you have to then collect that and take that back to your sort of main base. So it's sort of like objective retrieval type missions. Okay. The site's littered with uranium rods, which I think are just sort of like big wooden dowels painted fairly bright green. So if you collect enough of those, you can nuke enemy bases, which kills off a whole load of players, which is pretty cool. I think there's missions that involve blowing up melons and stuff that they set up at various camps as well.
Brilliant.
There's packets of drugs to collect and things like that. So it's kind of the usual sort of skirmish type mission style. I mean, there aren't really kind of anything too unique in airsoft. It generally tends to be sort of the same style of event. But a lot of them is sort of like holding areas for a certain amount of time, and because you've obviously got a lot of players and there's a lot of space to work in or play in. Yeah. You can sort of do some sneaky stuff. So me and the guys, we basically had this brilliant idea that we were going to try and sneak round, attack the enemy team. We managed to get to the top of this ridge, and we can hear somebody saying, "Right, we're going to head down the valley, cross the stream, join the other side, and then we'll go that way." And we were like, "Oh shit!" We're basically right in the middle of this. So we pulled back, and my God, it was like Hacksaw Ridge. I'm not even kidding. Like there was like 150 of the others coming the other way. There's 4 of us. Like, so we sort of hid up in the ferns, and we sort of tried to let them pass, but they were literally just coming in a big wave. So there was no way that we were going to avoid them. So we sort of opened up and sort of tried to take as many out as we could. And there's us thinking, there might be like team of 4, team of 5, something like that. We might be able to sneak through. And literally, they just kept coming and kept coming. And I am not even exaggerating. There was probably about 150 people that just walked past us. It was like, oh, well, we had no chance.
Christ. So you had a little engagement, and then it was obviously sort of like team wiped, and then back to respawn.
Yeah, so there's sort of dead zones around the map. I think it's like a 5-minute regen in those. Right. And then I think general ethos is that you leave your dead zone and you kind of rejoin your lines, and then you're back in the game. There's a little bit, it gets a bit stalematey. I think just where you've got that many players playing in close proximity, you're going to find out that you end up with these real choke points and stuff like that. Yeah. But that being said, there's always opportunities to sort of flank and stuff, and you do find that there's the kind of normal amount of skirmishers there that it's the classic of everyone's hiding behind the same tree, all shouting at each other to move up. It's like, just move up. Like
push forward.
Yeah.
You push forward.
Yeah, it's always the person. It's always funnily enough the person at the back shouting at you to move forward. Like, all right, fine. So we were sort of pushing through and sort of diving in hedges and stuff like that. So there's quite a lot of opportunity to be a little bit sneaky. So it's good.
Nice. Oh, good stuff, mate. Good stuff. And when did the game go through? It obviously didn't go through the night, obviously, because it's a bit of a festival event feel to it, isn't there?
So there are night games. So on the Friday night, there's a pistol game. Or Friday afternoon, there's sort of a pistol game, pistols and shotguns, which is pretty cool. I wasn't able to make that because it stopped at 11:30, funnily enough. On the Saturday night, there's like a night game, so you can get out there with your nods if you're fortunate enough to have any, or thermals or anything like that, so you can sort of have a little play around with those.
Cool.
But for the most part, yeah, the main game sort of effectively runs, I think, from sort of 10 till 4:30, I think is the rough sort of timings.
Right, okay.
But it's continuous throughout that time.
So it's a bit of a blap and then come back and sort of chill sort of thing. Nice.
Yeah, so there's no sort of like, you're not out for all that time. You can literally just dive in and out of the game as much as you want. So,
okay.
It's quite nice as well. I quite like connection. There we go. I quite like meeting random people, and I got to meet a few support gunners because I'm running around with my little featherweight M249. Absolutely loved it. And then you've got all the guys there with like the big MG42s, all HPA'd up and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there just like blah 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 blah, and they're just like.
Fair play. Nice.
So, yeah, it's good. If anyone else, by the way, in the chat, because I realise I've just been blurring at everyone. If anyone else kind of did go to an A, I saw that Elisa and Barry Gunn. Apologies, I mispronounced that. I saw that you went. If you've got any cool stories, then by all means share it on the chat. Apparently got 200,000 of drugs. It's pretty cool.
Okay, drugs. That's really like that. Fair play.
And he said we got stuck on the hill. Yeah, so there's one particular hill. For those that know Apocalypse, you've obviously got the hill on the approach to get up to the main site. This is maybe 3 times as steep as that.
No, really.
It's proper. It's a proper called Heartbreak Ridge. No word of a lie. It should be called Heart Attack Hill, because it takes so much effort to get up there. Like, you are not storming that hill quickly.
Is there dugouts along route? Is there barricades?
Yeah, so there's nothing. There's nothing on the main slope, but there's dugouts at the top. So that literally, if you're up there, anyone approaching on that side, you're fucked. You're never getting up there. But then you can get all sort of sneaky around the back because it's quite overgrown and vegetative around the back. So there's sort of various routes that you don't have to just take the kind of
head
direct
on
A to B and get
the forlorn hope or something, as it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
The forlorn hope, straight in there with a flag. Like, oh god.
Elisa and Barry Gunn said, "Yeah, the night game was excellent. Some guys had LMGs with a tracer. It looked like a laser. Nice,
cool. What if it was Dell from our team?
It might have been Dell.
That's a beast. That is, that M60.
Hi Sherwood, thanks for joining.
Well, chaps. Oh, Mr. Silly Gilly's in the chat there. Hello. How was your secret mission, Mike?
Oh yeah, I need to drop you a message. It was good. That was the one where we basically had a bit of a problem in that we ended up facing 150 of the others coming the other way. Literally, it was this many people, and the entire senior support team for the other team were all there. They're all like, we could have taken out everyone if there were just more of us, but it didn't work.
If we only had 50 more people.
I know. I was so frustrated as well with this because
was there no way of manoeuvring so you can sort of put them into a bit of a choke point, like a bit of a
this is the thing. Because there was a stream running at the bottom of this little valley, they'd have had to come down the other side, cross the stream, and then come back up. So I pulled us back from the kind of the ridge line into the foliage with the theory that we would hide and let them pass because we didn't realise how many of them there were. If I'd have known that there was going to be a lot more of them there, I think we probably would have held the ridge line and then just picked them off as they tried crossing the stream because they'd have had a lot more to contend with.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the players, they're not Milsim players necessarily. They're just like, they're there for the event to have a bit of fun. They wouldn't have been wading through the stream and stuff, so they would have had to have stuck on the other side with limited cover.
Right. Okay.
So we could have had quite a nice little choke point, but I think I would say we fluffed it personally.
Hindsight and all that. But yeah.
Well, it is hindsight.
Yeah. It's for next time.
Yeah. Ed said it was a super interesting map, loads of different environments. Yeah, I'd be interested to know how you got on with your ghillie, Ed, because it's quite a varied vegetation there.
Right. Okay. Is there a lot? Is there large sort of chunks of like wood block for like pine forest and things like that, Scotch pines and things like that, or is it?
Yes,
Is
you've
it
got a lot of
mostly
pine
open
forests
doors and stuff?
No, you've got a lot of pine forests with sort of low-lying. Say low-lying, it's probably about 2 or 3 feet of ferns.
Right.
But then you've got other areas that are massive, like rhododendrons and bushes and sort of bits and pieces and like proper overgrown. Where you can get through some of it, but you're properly having to sort of crawl through all the branches and bits and pieces.
Right. Okay. Oh, nice.
And then you've got sort of just wide open roads as well. So because it's like an ex-forestry area, because down in the New Forest.
Well, they've probably got the fire breaks there as well, which turn into like sort of trails themselves, don't they?
So you kind of, if you pop out on the road, you can see for quite a long way. So again, you're sort of having to like weigh up. Well, it's a lot quicker walking on the road, but visibility is a lot more
sort
open.
of thing. Yeah. But did they have use of vehicles in that there? Was there vehicles cutting about or?
So no. So there's most of the vehicles that were there are kind of support vehicles for the event. So you've got sort of quad bikes with waters on, sort of marshals and that roaming around, sort of dropping bits and pieces off to various places. Right. The Delta team, I think, do have 2 Land Rovers with like turrets on top. Because I've come up against that before. We did manage to sneak into the Delta team, and then got obliterated. I'm back. We got obliterated by the Land Rovers that we didn't even know they were there until we found them. So that was fun. But
fair play.
Yeah.
So what about what about base camp for the Fraser brothers? In what sort of setup did you go for there? Did you sort of rough it, or did you go Persian Palace again?
Yeah, we just glamped. So we had a big family tent, cot beds. I had a 10 centimeter thick roll mat, loads of sleeping bags, all of that. It was pucker. Little gazebo on the outside. Kieran and Matt had their tent on the other side of that, and you could park your cars nearby, so loads of storage and stuff for that. So that was quite nice.
Oh, cool. So you could get your vehicle up to where your campsite was. You didn't have a massive car park. You had to drag all your kit from place A to B, sort of thing.
Pretty much family camping, I would describe it as.
Nice. So it's sort of relaxing, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you get enough people together, I think you can rent your own portaloo.
Result, that'd be a touch.
So that would be a little bit of a touch. But I mean, I think it's like £100. So I would probably say like a tenner is a reasonable amount for somebody to sort of contribute for your own private portaloo.
I don't know if I want to share a toilet with my team. I'm honest, I'd sooner pay the one and have I'd sooner pay a one and have my own. No, I'm joking. They're all very, very clean gentlemen in our team, aren't they? Well,
no, I would agree with you on that.
No, they're not actually. No, they're all fucking animals. That's a lie. That's a lie there.
I don't think, to be fair, I don't think our team's unclean. I think it's just the amount of meat we consume doesn't really do us any favours.
Meat and then a couple of packets of biscuits brown. But then there wouldn't be any need for the toilet then. So,
No, exactly.
It just have to be a large deposit when you got home. But let's not talk about that.
Ed was saying there's oak woodlands, open pine forest with height ferns, rhododendrons. Check out my spelling.
Nice. Fair play, good stuff.
I like how he said check out my spelling and then spelt ferns wrong. Oh no, hang on. High ferns.
I think it's
spelled high wrong. Height ferns.
Height ferns.
Nick said definitely decides not to sleep cold and have a sleeping bag emergency. No, I did take that sleeping bag, but I took another sleeping bag to sleep inside that sleeping bag. I actually ended up being too hot, which was also worse.
There's no pleasing some people, Nick, is there?
No, it just gets sweaty, and then you're like, I don't really want to get out of it. It's a nightmare.
So what did you get? So what bag was it that broke at the Octo? Was it the Corinthia or the Snug Pack?
It's Snug Pack.
Right, and you've replaced that now, have you?
So I bought a Snug Pack base camp, which is the big bouncing bomb one, which is perfect, except it's massive. So it's not going to be going in a Bergen anytime soon. Unless
the base camp extreme.
Yeah, it's a big old bit of kit.
See, I've got the base camp extreme. I wonder if you've got a different variant to what I've got then, because mine goes in the bag in my Bergen in a bivvy bag. Okay, I mean, it takes up a bit of room. No, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I can certainly get some more kit on top.
So a bit of a prelude, but to next week we're going to be doing sort of an autumn kit review. So I'll get both as a comparison, and I can show you. But I'm most likely going to be buying another one of the one I had before, because just size-wise, the massive one is just massive.
Right. Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's proper good for temperature wise. But
and what was your base layer? Was it were you in like joggers in the top, or was you like just like boxers and t-shirt, or?
So I was wearing a tracksuit. I know you're going to tell me off for this for being in a sleeping bag and clothes, but I was wearing a tracksuit, shorts, and a t-shirt. More to be fair, just if I needed a quick piss in the night, I didn't have to faff about getting clothes on. I could just sort of like, just grab the whoopee, throw that over the top. But I was in a season 1 sleeping bag. So it's just like a really kind of thin, just right. This is like a little kind of
almost like a bag liner, then sort of thing. Really.
Yeah. So I was in that, and then I got into kind of everything else, and then I had the whoopee over the top of the jungle blanket over that, and I did get a bit hot.
Right.
So
well, it sounds like you would have done. Yeah. I mean, that Octo event, I used my base camp extreme bag there with the snug pack jungle bag inside it, and obviously, like we said before, it was -5, -6 overnight, and I was literally in socks, boxers, and a t-shirt, and proper toasty, and that's just in a basher as well. So the either end of the basher was open to the elements. Frosty beard in the morning, but yeah, good as gold, nice and warm. Stop wearing jogging bottoms in bed.
No, I know. It's just to protect myself, isn't it?
Just protecting myself. It's protecting from what? The Germans.
Yeah, Eliza and Barry. I'm assuming whoever's commenting is probably Barry, maybe, or Eliza. I don't know. I'm taking my 14-year-old daughter next year. The event.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, got to get this sorted out. I'm taking my 14-year-old daughter next year. The event was a blast. I took 2 cases of beer and drank only 1 as the beer tent was cheap, and we got pissed there. Yeah, pissed there. This is the thing. I mean, the prices are pretty reasonable there. They do an amazing slushy. There's an energy drink slushy with a shot of vodka in it.
Oh, very talking. Fair play.
But the food as well is absolutely banging. There's the best stand.
So yeah, but prices wise, then is it like completely ridiculously priced, the food stands and stuff, or is it quite?
It's festival prices.
Okay. So charging through the nose.
No, I mean it's not. Well, yes and no. I mean, I'll see if I can find a picture of it quickly. The gyros that they have there. I apologise. I don't have this easily to hand. I don't know if you can make that. So you get this massive plate of food. So you get all like the. Oh, I did. It was tasty, I promise.
Look. Oh my, that looks delicious.
No, it was good. It was good, I promise you. You get basically it's a load of like doner meat on like kebab, on pita bread, with chips, lettuce, tzatziki, and bits and pieces like that. So that is good. And that is, I think it was £14. So
yeah, as long as you got a fair old whack of it, that ain't too bad.
Yeah,
I suppose.
I mean that is a proper meal. There's a burger van there, so for I think it was a half pounder, it was like £5.50.
No fair play. What about what's the crack with the campsite? Are you had barbecue, fire pit, all that business, or is it no fires?
Yeah, so it's all. I mean, I've never had a fire pit myself, but I think it's all sort of keeping it off the ground. But yeah, no, it was good. I mean, there we go. Ed's just chipping in. It was good prices. I thought had a Greek kebab, made the whole airsoft is good exercise, completely pointless, but oh well. The kebab, the kebab is amazing.
Whacking great doner kebab. Oh, so I'll run that off. Not tomorrow.
Yeah. Andy says a posh doner kebab. A posh doner kebab for £14. You got mugged. No, it's really good.
It wasn't a boner kebab. Yeah,
it's one of the reasons I go to NA. Is
wasn't that
type
of festival, mate?
That's that event's next week.
Yeah, that's a different event, bud. You're supposed to keep quiet about that one.
Yeah. Andy also said, Mike, on the 100 bags, he can't fit a sleeping bag in. I can get the sleeping bag in a bag, just to clarify. It's just I can't get anything else in the bag with it. It's just
Is this the new bags? Is this the Base Camp Extreme then?
Yeah, it's the big sleeping bag. It is a big bag.
I've taken all my kit downstairs ready for the weekend, but I'm going for this weekend. I'm going Dutch Army nice. This weekend. Mr. Kettles and Mr. Urban have got their ones as well. So we have 3 Dutch.
Are you going to join them all together? Join them all together. Do the weird tent tunnel thing.
The tent centipede. Yeah, I'm sure that was a movie, wasn't it?
Centipede.
oh, the centipede. No, that's horrendous. I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair,
if we did do it, my tent's not going in the middle. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to be middle centipede, man. I want to be on the extremities.
You want to be the head or the anus of the centipede?
Oh, fuck off! No, don't make it weird. It's they're essentially tents that you can zip together, and that's as far as it needs to go. There's no connotations in amongst any of that what we've just said. Yeah, but anyhow, stop it. All right. So we're taking the Dutch Army. I've got my big event sort of tarp with the 2 poles either end that we can set out and have a bit of an area around us for outside if the weather's a bit foul. I'm not sure if it's going to be or not, but we're in the UK, so anything could happen. And again, it's obviously packing for that as well. Waterproof jacket, obviously civvy, so like a dark grey sort of colour civvy jacket. And it's quite refreshing not have to take a camo kit with you in that as well. You know what I mean? It's just like just a civvy making his way through a post-apocalyptic Britain. Esque.
So what are you wearing? Are you going sort of t-shirt and?
Yeah, well, I suppose I'm taking my plain sort of coyote tan trousers just in case. Well, I'm hoping to just get away with wearing some sort of shorts or some combat shorts or sort of like a plain sort of utility short type thing. I think we've got some Hawaiian shirts that's set up. We've got some sparkly bum bags. There's definitely talk of knee-high white socks and sandals. So should be rocking a pair of Nike Air Jerusalems throughout the weekend, I'd have thought, which is always good. And yeah, just a basic non-civilian looking civilian, because you would never wear what we're going to be wearing out anywhere ever. Unless you was a complete lunatic.
It's just going. It's like taking that civilian role and just going a little bit over the way over here.
Yeah. Trying to look as unmilitary as you possibly can, with a little bit of camp thrown in there for good measure. Woo! Me and Mark could just be like John Barrowman and Louis Spence just wandering around the site. Fabulous. So yeah, that's what we're going for, and obviously I'm not armed either as well, but secretly not armed.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm looking forward to it because it's all different rule sets and things like that. And
Nick's just said to a stag do look, Lance.
Yeah, pretty much, Nick. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, civilian means stag do. That's exactly it.
I've got a banging pink camo t-shirt if you want that.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, no, might be a little bit too right so Fred for me, but but yeah, sort of a basic civvy look, but obviously then packing in case the weather does turn. I can sort of bring it back down to earth a little bit and just sort of dull down the colours and get some waterproofs on. Packing some extra kit as well, just in case it, like you say, you do get minging up. And I've got the boots going in the car and some bits and bobs like that. So if I do have to change out the old sandals, hopefully won't have to. Do you know what I mean? But the weather might say, no, you're getting out of that outfit because you look ridiculous, and start raining on me and be like, oh, okay, the weather's decided for me.
So you're not taking it's not any plate carriers or anything like that. It's literally just.
I'm trying. Do you know what? I think they in the rule set does say you can use like a plain plate carrier and stuff like that, or a plain chest rig. But I sort of thought to myself, well, as a civilian, I wouldn't have that. So I'm just going to go, you can use a rifle. I've got a pocket there. I can put a mag in that. I'm not going to have hundreds of mags. I'm a civilian. Do you know what I mean? I might have come across the rifle and I might luckily have found a couple of mags for it and that. So I'm sort of going to try and play the part as you would play the part as being a civilian in this sort of like this town that you've been allowed into that's got a police force in it. That's sort of whether they're sort of okay or not okay, I don't know yet. But there's sort of like 4 factions. So you've got like the army side of it, the blue 4 NATO, if you like. You've got a police force. You've got a civilian team, militia, and then you've got like a medical team of actually dedicated. It's all post-Brexit, post-COVID type thing. So there's like there's been but the outline of the story basically is like you've got in the US, local governors. So basically the UK government has handed control to a main person within the post-coded area, but the government have also removed all public services. So law enforcement, medical care, and all that's been removed, and it's down to that local postcode to keep those things in place themselves and govern themselves. And it's a bit archaic and things like that. So some things have gone wrong. So that's sort of what we're going into. So yeah, it's something completely different I've never done before. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. I might be explaining it as best as I can, but it's a lot to read up and a lot to take in.
I don't want to probe too much because obviously the event's still to come and whatever.
Exactly, yeah. So I'll be a full full debrief the following week sort of thing once I'm back from it. But yeah, I'm really excited for it because, like I said, I've not done it before, so I can't really comment because I don't know whether I'm going to get it right or not because I've never played the role of being like a civilian team and how do you sort of conduct yourself. But I'm guessing I could just sort of like goon around a little bit, really, just be a bit.
Yeah. You finding the prep for it is a bit different. So I mean, I'm not like kit wise, but in terms of like understanding like the briefings and like maybe there aren't any briefings. I don't know.
Do you know what? No, well, to be fair, I mean the boys, like all the higher ups, the Andys and the Waynes, who are running the event from our sort of perspective, they've been really bob on with, like, you know, we've had a WhatsApp group running for a couple of 3 months now. So I think it was postponed and put back, obviously for obvious reasons. There's a Facebook page dedicated to our team and bits and bobs. There's loads of information, loads of questions being asked, and obviously questions getting answered and stuff. But I mean, it is a lot of information to take in and sort of try and keep up with it. Obviously, doing day-to-day stuff as well as trying to grab that 10 minutes and just like going back through messages and sort of trying to keep up with it, which is, I found that a bit difficult, if I'm honest. But in a civilian role, yeah, I mean, it's tough. I found it easier to prep for a NATO event than I have for this event, because I think NATO, it's pretty much black and white. Do you know what I mean? You'll need this load, you'll need that, blah blah blah. Whereas civilians, like, well, you can't use that because until you've done this, that doesn't bring that type of weapon into play yet, and you can't wear that uniform because you've got to use this. And I mean, civilian, the loadout essentially is you're a civilian, so that's sort of simple. But when you're sort of going to airsoft and you think, right, fuck, my comms, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. See, I'm just taking a radio. I'm not taking a headset or a or an ear mic or anything like that. I'm a civvy. You know, I've got a radio. This is how I use my radio as a civilian. It's like, hello, and that's it. That'll go in my pocket, or luckily enough, I'll have a belt clip. I can clip it onto something. But yeah, that's how I'm going to rock with me with my comms, is just being a civvy, having a handheld radio. I'm not going to have a massive Bowman or a set of ear moors or 3M pelters or anything like that, because you're a civvy. You wouldn't have that, you know. So I'm trying to go civvy.
That'd be cool. I'll be interested to hear how it goes, because I mean, I was planning to attend this one. I'm sort of a bit disappointed I can't make it now, but you know, I mean, it does look interesting. I mean, are you picking out any characters or anything like that as well? Because I mean, I guess you're almost playing like the story of the event. You're kind of almost.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I'm guessing, depending on what we do, and if we are given any sort of taskings, if you like, during the event to carry out, that would obviously then potentially open a doorway up to something else within the event. If we successfully achieve that goal, or we don't, then, you know, the story, the pathway could change and go, you know, left or right. You know, do you know what I mean? I'm sure there's sort of things like that to come. You know, there isn't a great deal of, not a great deal has been said yet of what's expected of us. Do you know what I mean? We know why we're there. You know, we're in this area to sort of like try and restart and sort of rebuild ourselves. And, you know, there's sort of things happening in the background, but as opposed to like what our actual objective is for the entire weekend, you know, that's something I'm guessing that's going to unfold as we go, depending on what we do, and obviously how we interact with other teams within the event, you know, and obviously how they react to whatever it is we're doing. You know, I'm guessing that could change it. So yeah, it's cool. Like I said, mate, it's going to be something completely new for me. The shoe's going to be on the other foot for this one, totally. You know, I'm used to standing there and, you know, dripping in multicam, going, get back, fucking get back, my chuckle, motherfucker. But now I'm going to be the other side of that, going, hey, can't shoot me, my arm.
I must admit, up for. I say the up for. It's like the civilian side of it. It's not really up for. Does sort of appeal just to.
Oh, Phil from
mess
Australia.
Around with people.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, hi, yeah.
Sorry, mate. Cut you off there.
That's all right. I was just like, wow, that's cool. Morning. Good day.
Yeah, good morning. Good day. Good night. Don't start that.
Yeah, so that's Philip leaving the stream.
Yeah, it feels like, oh, fuck, here we go again. I haven't heard that one before.
But yeah, no, in terms of like the civilian side of things like that, I guess it is kind of. I mean, you've obviously got to play within the remit of the event and stuff like that, because obviously people spend a lot of time coming up with storyline and stuff like that.
Well, this is exactly,
it must be quite good fun just to kind of like, you know, go and wander around with a silly accent and, you know. That's why I like it. I love doing that sort of stuff anyway, because I've done a couple of events where I've sort of just picked out random characters and stuff. So, but to run that, as
I mean, going as a civvy, because like I said, I mean, I've never played a civvy role before, for a weekend event, so it's going to be cool. I mean, I don't know what's sort of expected of us, how we're going to sort of like coordinate and conduct ourselves throughout the day, doing bits and bobs. You know, is it going to be more difficult than playing a NATO part? Possibly. Like I said, it's when you're blue 4, whether you're up 4, 9 times out of 10, it's very regimented. Do you know what I mean? You'll get a task in, right, for the next 2 hours. You and your section are doing this. After that, come and see me. We'll get a debrief. You'll be on downtime, or you'll move on to something else. You'll be a QRF or something like that. It's like, right, okay, cool. Right, I can plan now. Now I can plan. Now I can do this. Guys, this is what we're doing. Give my team a little brief, blah, blah, blah. But then when you're a civvy, it's just like, we'll go and get a burger. All right. I don't know what to expect, and I guess that's why I'm sort of pretty excited for it, because I don't know what to sort of what to do, but I guess it's, in a way, I suppose what do we do now? I guess that's the cool side of it.
I know the with some of the civilian stuff, like the rules of engagement. Obviously, I again, never having played, I don't know kind of what establishment that you kind of get in advance of an event, but I know it's always like the rules of engagement for NATO is always a complete pain, because you're like, you're just going to pop around the corner and shoot me in a second, aren't you? Like you know it's going to happen, but you can't shoot them first. So you stood there as NATO thinking any minute now, you're sort of waiting for it, and it's like engage now. Good one. You see him walking down the street, can't you? Like his 2 civvy lads, and you just sort of looking around, sort of looking at eyeballing, and then he just like the doorway. Then they come out. It's got massive coats or something like that. Just
yeah, that's it. Yeah, walking around like a really stiff leg, like there's nothing in my jacket.
The best one I saw was it was one of the Legion events down at Lid. The civilian forces kept moving this milk crate from the front door of buildings. We were like, I don't know, that milk crate, there's something about it. So we confiscated the milk crate. It turns out they were just moving the milk crate, as far as I can gather. And no one's ever confirmed this or not. But we were like, that milk crate's suspicious enough.
Yeah, bring it in for questioning.
Yeah.
Now listen up, milk crate, right?
Well, to be fair, it was a bit of an awkward conversation when we got back to the base, and like the commanding officer's like, "Why have you got a milk crate?" It was suspicious, I promise.
Just pulling the canvas cover back on the 4.5 tonner, expecting to see some prisoners there, and you're like,
enemy intel, go into it.
Yeah, it's a milk crate of max destruction. Can you not see?
Yeah. It says I prefer the civvy role, but they rarely get ghillies, or they rarely let ghillies on that side. I guess so.
Oh, I think I read in the rule set. Now I might be wrong, but my understanding is correctly. If you're carrying out a sort of role of reconnaissance or something like that as a civvy, you're allowed to use a ghillie suit, but you're not allowed to do all day ghillieing if you like. So once you've done your bit, if you have to go and be a bit sneaky, you get a photograph or piss someone off in the bushes, you can chuck your old ghillie on for that. But then you come back, you've got to go back in civvies, which I sort of get. That's a fair one. You know what I mean? Be a bit odd, like me and Mark are walking down the road in our Hawaiian shirts with sandals on, and then Ed in the middle with his full ghillie suit, like.
But still in a Hawaiian shirt. That'd be amazing.
A Hawaiian shirt, like really buttoned up over the top tight.
This is my mate Chewbacca. He's got a growth problem.
He's just got back from holidays.
And you make the point, you go bin bag ghillie.
Yeah.
Is it an urban site you're going to?
I don't know. It's the Alpha site, Gunman at Eversley, the Alpha site. So I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with it. I've never been there, so I couldn't tell you. I think it's got some settlement stuff that's been built there. I'm sure there was talk of like a Viking village and another village or a town sort of type thing. Yeah. That's a bloody good shout, isn't it? Yeah, mate. I could do, couldn't I? Like be the broken one that's just got the one. Or I could drink out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Which is what it was meant for. But yeah, I might take the horn actually. Yeah, have a little sup and a clay tankard or something just to pour into. Staggering around the high street. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's do that.
Town drunk.
Yeah, could just keep Mark 5s in it, really, couldn't I?
Oh, sneaky.
Oh.
Are you going to the Octo event? You've got an Octo event coming up as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's at Battle Lakes. That is. I'm not going to say similar to 3. It's a different one now, isn't it? I'm lost. I'm going to have to look it up. Yeah, don't on the spot me like that.
Sorry. I am.
I'm just like, I'm going. I can't remember the name of it. Sorry about that. But it's at Battle Lakes and it's in October, and it's the next part on to the series which just finished at. Oh bugger! What's that one called now? What was the one near Brands Hatch? There was that one, and then there was the one. No, oh no, hang on a minute. I missed the one at Battle Lakes. That was the one I couldn't attend.
I can't remember. I wasn't there either. Scimitar 3.
3.
Ed's just filled us
Thanks,
in. There
Ed.
we go.
Yeah,
Thanks, Ed.
nice one. So I missed the one that was at Battle Lakes. Obviously, I couldn't attend that for family reasons. But I will be going to the next one, which is in October. I'm not sure.
Ed. It's just Scimitar 2. He's now just writing.
He wasn't even
something.
there. He's just writing names and things that just ignoring. Silly Gilly. But yes, no, I am going to another Octo event, and I think it's in October. There's lots of Octo in October. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure. I'll look it up.
That's cool.
And double check, but I'm 99% sure it's then. I might be there, Lance. Oh, I might be there too.
I know Barry Gunn. The reason I asked is that Barry Gunn on Facebook put a post on to
Vanquish Scimitar, fuck off. What? is there a tear up happening in the chat?
Well, no, because they're on different chats. Fresh Meat's on.
Fresh Meat's on YouTube, of course. It's like Ed's just told, fuck off, Scimitar, fuck off, you Vanquish. That's how I'm reading it. Obviously, it's not, but that's how it looks to me on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I think it's at Eversley as well. Oh, so the Octo one's also at Eversley. Okay. So am I getting a little cheeky look at the site this weekend at an event for the Octo? Oh.
Have a good shout.
Is there room left?
I don't know if there is, Andy, but by all means ask.
I think the tickets went on sale 24th or 25th of August. That complete bullshit. But I'm sure there was something come out about the tickets are now live for it. Whether there's any space.
To the November Foxtrot podcast where we don't have all the information, we've just got some of it, and the rest of it we make up.
Yeah, we don't have all the information. We have got a little bit of information, which is probably wrong.
We've got just enough to be dangerous.
There's just enough there to warrant saying it.
Oh, blimey. Right, hang on. Let's just have a quick look at the Octo website.
So if you hadn't asked me this question, we wouldn't have got ourselves into this hole. That's another fine mess you've gotten us into.
I'm going to get in trouble anyway because I'm probably using the wrong website because I know Gunman changed it, didn't they?
It's a Film Sim, isn't it? They do all their stuff through Film Sim UK.
Yeah. Battle Lakes, is it?
Yeah, Battle Lakes was where the last event was. Whether it's there or no, because someone's already said it's at the Eversley site.
Oh.
Gunman Eversley.
Oh, no.
We'll have to look it up, guys, and we'll put something on our page if a link to it, if there is. I'm sure there is some tickets left over for one of the Tizit type tribe armies. I think there's some few tickets left on that, but we'll sure let you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
A bit of news from us. So we are. We've been. I'm assuming we're okay to talk about this, Lance.
Yeah, we're okay to talk about this, Lance.
So we obviously spoke a little while ago about running our own little event. We are still trying to do that, but the logistics and timeframes of it, what with clashing with everything else, we're struggling a little bit. So we can't quite do the event that we want to do. So what we're going to do on the basis of it's sort of our birthday party, so to speak, is that we're going to be having like a little small invitational event. So it will be limited numbers. It's sort of a little private site that we're hoping to go to. So we will be picking a few names from the chat that we sort of see fairly regularly and sort of asking you guys if you want to join us. It's not going to be the full thing that we wanted to do, but we're hoping we can kind of get our asses in gear and do that next year. COVID causing a bit of a problem. Me having a baby is causing a bit of a problem. Everything else just happening is causing
lots of stuff basically happened at once. And it's like we've not got any time to organise this how we want it to go. So, like Mike said, it's going to essentially be some of the nearest and dearest, if you like. That sort of followed us.
I didn't want to say that because it's sort of like we're shunning certain people.
No, it's not. But it's just a thank you from us to say, like, the guys who've been on it we've watched the podcast for a while and supported us and stuff like that. And it's just a little private gathering with a little bit of shooty bang bang, bit of plinking during the day, and then bit of meat on the barbie and a few beers in the evening. Just as a bit of a social get together more than anything. But then obviously next year it's going to be a better one
because we will be sorting out something bigger and better next year. We've got lots of exciting plans in the pipeline, but it's absolutely just a bit sucky at the moment because I'd love to do what we wanted it to do, but we can't. So there we go. Ed's got. I can confirm the Octo 8 event is called Operation Vanquish.
Vanquish. There it is.
So,
Vanquish.
almost like the comment that came in from Fresh Meat 5 minutes ago.
Yes. Oh yeah, Fresh Meat's on it. Sorry, Ed. Yeah. Fresh Meat beat you to it. YouTube, the YouTube side is winning.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for this month. This episode. Next week we are going to be talking about autumn kit. Sort of what we're sort of planning for with some of our autumn events.
After the burning summer we've had, transitioning into autumn, so it's time to dust off the autumn gear and bring it out of the cupboard. And if it's not out already, because the weather we've had has been shit.
Not been great, is it?
No, it has not. I've been to the beach once this year. I've been to the seaside once.
To be fair, you can still go to the beach in the rain.
No, rubbish. Crap, no. No. The rain outside my front door is the same as the rain at the beach. There's no need to go there for that.
Yeah, but as soon as you get when as soon as you come out of the sea on a sandy beach, the first thing you do is you head to the showers to wash off all the sand. Then you don't have to do that if it's raining, do you?
I don't. I'll just roll in the sand and stay there.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Like a sculpture.
I can't stand sand. I find it gets everywhere.
I don't. Do you know what my favourite seaside beaches is? Like a pebble beach, but then sand in the water. So you're not walking out you're not sort of like coming out to sea like Michael Jackson in Thriller.
Yeah,
trying to get up the shore, but then because of all the pebbles. But then once you're up there, you can get your jelly shoes back on. You remember the old jelly shoes? Sparkly ones.
Jelly shoes.
Yeah, I got a pair. Yeah. Lovely. So you can walk back up the beach like Daniel Craig from James Bond. And then
in your jelly shoes.
In my jelly shoes. Absolutely. He had jelly shoes on for that footage. I'll have you know. Absolutely did.
Check.
Yeah, I watched the making of it. He had to wear these weird jelly shoes so he could strut.
Don't get me wrong, I like a sandy beach, but I like it more for like metal detecting and stuff like that. That's quite good fun.
You'll never see me in Crocs, Gaz.
Crocs, man.
I've come that close to buying the camo Crocs. That close once upon a time.
I'd like to point out, Nick, I think it was Nick, sent me a absolutely banging link to a multicam or camouflage umbrella hat that may or may not be appearing in our Christmas giveaway.
This is a surprise for me.
So there's some interesting.
Nice
camo Crocs though. That would be an interesting one.
They are out there, lurking.
Yeah.
And they can stay out there for all I care because they're not coming in my house. Oh dear. But yes. So to recap, then we will be in touch. I mean, obviously with as many as we can for this little private birthday party, jelly and ice cream, pointy hats and whistles and stuff. But obviously, like we said, if you don't hear from us, don't take it personally.
I don't understand what that means. Crocs and milk compatible. Oh, M-Lock. Right, sorry.
Sorry. Damn, autocorrect.
M-Lock.
Crocs are milk. I thought. Well, yeah. I mean, until I saw the correction afterwards, I was like, I don't know where this is going.
Amazing.
How would you know they are compatible with milk?
Thanks for contributing, Harry.
Harry, you're the best, mate. Yeah. I reckon carrying that 417 about's made his hands go a bit Jeffy when he's writing stuff. And on that bombshell.
Yeah, we'll leave it all to it. So next week, autumn kit. And thanks everyone for subscribing. Again, I promised I will never ask anyone ever again. Lance might, I won't. But thank you ever so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Feel free, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do so at November Foxtrot. NoFoChat@hotmail.com or November_Foxtrot_Nofo. Facebook is November Foxtrot Nofo, and YouTube you can search us on November Foxtrot. And when I work out how to do the custom URL, that will appear in this link below. Until then, I refuse to do it because it's still a long string of letters and numbers, and it's hard to say.
But thanks for getting to the 100, boys. We did it. No more asking now. No more asking. No. That's it. You promised. Ed's here. So Ed's here for the reveal as well. And you said, I promise. And if I do it, I'll buy you or pay for you to do anything. So no more now.
Yeah, that's it. Having said that, please don't unsubscribe as a funny joke because it won't be funny for me. Yeah. I'll be getting a phone call about half an hour ago. You'll never believe what they've done. Yeah. They've left us. We've been abandoned. Bastards.
Just be winking Mike down the phone at me.
Right, so yeah, if anyone else, if anyone has any ideas for episodes, by the way, feel free to throw them across. We are currently in the process of working up a new program. We've got some exciting things planned.
As we're coming towards the end of our first year.
Yep. So this is episode 44. I think we first aired 1st of October, something like that. So we've got like literally a month left until we are one, which is quite exciting. So we're hoping to do some exciting things on that episode. As well. I don't know if we'll have any giveaways. We'll have to have a chat with
Might have to do that birthday episode might have to be on a Friday night.
Oh, it might be.
I don't think I could do a Wednesday. I just don't feel I could get into the spirit of celebrating on a Wednesday with a bottle of Diet Coke. Other fizzy pops available as well. But you know what I mean.
We'll work something out.
But, I want to open champagne.
Oh, I might genuinely have to buy some party poppers and a hat.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. Right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us this week. Thanks everyone for your commenting and obviously getting involved in the episode. I can't find it quick enough. There's the little duck that popped up from Joe.
Oh yeah, Mr. Duke. Nicely done.
I'd like to put that up. There we go. Joe's little duck. Thanks, Joe. And cool. Right. Well, we'll see you all next week at 8 o'clock.
Beautiful.
Say goodbye, Lance.
Goodbye, Lance.
See you later, guys.
What? I just saw Gaz's comment. I'm there Saturday morning, mate. I can't make the Friday night. So.
Oh, right.
Let's do that again.
Say goodbye, Lance.
Goodbye, Lance.
See you later.